Alright, hi everyone, this is Gav and this is Bick. I do not know if Warner was out or not, but I think we can say Trump is probably out. There's going to be some controversy later on, but right now it looks like Trump's going to be out, and also RCB is out. Delhi, you can already count out, because the way they're playing, they don't even deserve to be in IPL. Forget about finals. They're just, I think the bunch of pussies who have absolutely no vision, no ambition. It's just embarrassing. Watching them was embarrassing. I mean, RCB just did not play well, but Delhi, I mean, you don't even deserve to be in IPL. All those players just go back somewhere else and be somewhere else. It's just their body language, everything is just passive and shit. So yesterday Mumbai, obviously we talked in the last podcast very objectively that although Mumbai lost, but that's a very different scenario when SRH is just on a roll and they have to win this match. They can't, all guns blazing. These guys are resting players. They don't lose because they rest players, but it's just the intensity in a dead rubber cannot be there. Also, they just, you drop a ball a little bit and that's there. And then, but one thing stayed consistent in the last match as well. The weak link in Mumbai is still their fat captain, Rohit. So this time he was not even able to move, like very first delivery. I've never seen Rohit get out in the first delivery, okay? Today, he didn't even move. He didn't even move. He couldn't even move. He couldn't even move. And I don't know if you're watching that match that time. They actually showed a clip of his test that he passed. Fitness test. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
He was not even jogging. And then the commentators, you know how they are. They can't say anything bad about the Indian. They're like, he doesn't seem to be doing it full pace. He was just like strolling. And I was like, that was a fitness test. No wonder he's not in the Indian team, because Virat Kohli is like, dude, that's not a fitness test. That is not a fitness test at all. I mean, like, my mother runs faster than that. I wish you can see the entire thing. If you see a replay of the match, I'm sure they have replays on Disney Hotstar. This is the first time I've said Disney Hotstar. Disney Hotstar.
Yeah.
It's like saying, by the way, just to burst your bubble of viewers saying that to me, that, they're calling Sunny G because his last name is G. No, except they're also calling him Sunny Bhai and Sunny all that nonsense. Except they don't do that with anybody else. It's like, I never seen anybody saying Sachin T. I was like, what? Gotham G. Oh, that only Gotham. Call me G as well. I'm my Gotham Gambhir. I'll be like Gotham G. I've never heard anybody. David W. I was like, what is going on in here? But Sunny Bhai, Sunny G, and I was like, Jesus Christ, all this. All right, let's get back to this thing. Yesterday's match was absolutely terrible. They came out, as I said, their weak link, only player they had. Delhi had 12 players because obviously Rohit Sharma is playing for them. He got on the very first delivery of your favorite bowler, Manket Ashwin. And after that, it was just a display of a team which was just the best team ever. I mean, these guys just were literally toying with them. There was a brief spell. We were like, okay, let them be. And then Delhi came out to chase 200, and they needed 201. But according to that female who does that, they probably need 199, right? The Aussie lady, because that's exactly her logic is. You just reduce one run and then you qualify. Anyway, it doesn't matter because they were not going to come anywhere near, except for Stoneys, who actually took them to a respectable total. Also, Akshar Patel, who they randomly dropped for no reason. And I think there was every time I tell you they always decide that who's going to get a zero, which opener. This time it was a lot of lack of communication, and then what happened was all of them ended up getting a zero, which I've never seen something like this. And we know this. We don't even joke about this thing. First of all these commentators have never played T20 cricket, right? Secondly, they have to praise people for whatever fucking reason. And they somehow feel that T20 is like test cricket. You make a half century, so next match you'll make 70, 80, or you'll probably make a century after that. It doesn't work like that. Yes, there is something called momentum, but there is no reason to say that now you hit a century, so it's given you form to score another century, which can happen. But I'm saying that has absolutely nothing to do with it. In fact, you can actually get flustered in your mind. So after Shikhar has made 2 centuries, he's made 3 ducks. Okay. So this is what happens. And when I told you last time, Rahane has already done his quota after in the last match. That is the problem. I said he should have not scored that many runs because he now scored too much. And now he cannot score. So he made a zero. I was expecting Prithvi to probably make a quick fire 20, but he was like, I'm just going to go backward and backward till they have no reason to pick me at all. At least for Team India, he's done for. They've just said, okay, completely done for. Shreyas Iyer, as expected, fat punt, made 3 runs on 9 deliveries, which is amazing. I mean, I'm just surprised they actually made 143, which is the name of my novel, which is interesting. So I don't know if you want to say anything about yesterday's match. I don't have anything. I mean, I've written a couple couple of things, but I just feel like Delhi was a team of just bunch of cowards, and I'm extremely disappointed that they got so lucky because they had won a lot of matches the initial part of the tournament, because they have like amazing team otherwise on paper, so they had performed very well. And I do want to say that Bumrah, before I said Rabada was the best bowler, but Rabada sort of like dropped the ball in the last few matches, and Bumrah has genuinely shown like really top class. Yesterday apparently was his best bowling figure, 4 for 14 in his IPL history for him.
I think he heard your our podcast when you said that his figures are not good in IPL, so he has taken it to heart now.
He's probably put it on he probably taken that edited and he put it on the loop, and he's like, I will show these bastards. I am the one. I am the run. So but he's been really, really on the ball, because particularly at the same time Rabada has gone off the boil, but then because it's Delhi, they said like Rabada said, okay, listen, why don't we lose the match? If we lose the match, I get an extra match to take more wickets, and then that's how we'll do it. So this guy is like getting good a lot of matches, but right now Bumrah deserves to be the bowler of the tournament, or whatever purple green cap you call it. So that's all from me from Delhi. If you can add whatever you want, then we can talk about today's match.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to add. They added so many things. The score. I mean, I heard, I read someone's tweet that I just went down to bring soda for my drink, and they were already 3 down. Like, that is true. And it's I don't see any chance for them to qualify for the finals. Obviously it's T20, anything can happen. Some guy can go berserk and completely change the match.
They're really relying on SRH to really drop the ball. Just the way Rabada has dropped the ball, they're really relying. They're not doing anything. And that is a team which does not deserve to win the final. It will be a shame if SRH is not in the final, because SRH deserves to win the final. And it will be an amazing cracking match against Mumbai, because Mumbai will be like, at least respect these people. If Delhi shows up again, they'll be like, we just beat you, right? We just beat you.
Twice
you want another beating? You want another beating? Like, there you go. In fact, Mumbai would be rooting for Delhi to win. They're like, please have Delhi. You don't want to play a team which just beat you by 10 wickets, right? So you just rather have a team which you just thrashed just earlier. And everybody knows that Delhi qualified second because of luck than anything else. Obviously, as I said, they deserved it to beat RCB, because RCB just dropped the ball as well. So, I mean, you deserve it there. But I said it before the match, even during the match, although I had picked RCB to win, you had picked RCB. But during the match also, I was like, I hope RCB doesn't win, because, they don't deserve it. I was just very hopeful. And as you said, like, this is the first time I actually did not pick them, because you said, which one? If you listen to the last podcast, I was saying, like, listen, we have picked, so I need to pick them. But the fact is, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel rational to say RCB will win. Why would RCB win? RCB has been just too good. And it went to the wire, but today Kane Williamson also showed that, that's the class is class. Class is permanent. And he showed that thing. And I want to just briefly talk about the finals pressure. There are a lot of players who will always play well. Tendulkar was one player who never played well in finals until the very later part of his career, when there was like not so much pressure and there were a lot of other batsmen with him. But you've seen this stuff with Shikhar Dhawan is known for not playing very well in the final matches. Whenever the final comes in, today you could notice with Padikkal, all these things that happen, these are the all finals pressure. And then the moment they also got today's match, let's go on to today's match.
Yeah.
When they got Goswami in for today, first thing I was like, damn, Saha, what happened to him? Last time he had groin injury and he comes back. Today, we didn't even know he had an injury. Now suddenly he's out. And then you bring somebody in the final and then you make him open. I'm not really sure that's going to work out very well, because this guy hasn't played forever and he's not some champion player or something. Apparently, he started with Virat Kohli. That's what they were saying in under 19s or something like that.
Okay.
So he's been here forever. But and then he went for it. He got out. That's just bad luck. But that's pretty much what happens generally. So that's something I was worried about, and I was like, what will happen? But I think Manish Pandey, because he just he took a couple of deliveries, but then he hit few shots. I think that really helped Warner, because if he had gone in his shell, it would have really been difficult for Warner, because they keep bowling in a way that they don't give him room. So if Warner tries to enforce himself or assert himself on this pitch, he could have just gotten out very early. Later on, they got him out somehow. Do you think he was out? How do you know 100%?
Yeah, there was doubt, and as they say in cricket, that if there is doubt, it should go.
And the soft signal is not out. Soft signal not out.
Yeah,
there is a doubt.
Yeah.
It's too close.
Yeah.
They should have said just retain the whatever the referral,
Review.
and that's retain the review, and that's it. Go on with it. There was no reason just to give him out. He was just trying to make the game interesting, and that's what Sunil Gavaskar for once said something nice. He said, like, he should just kind of like Viren, the whatever his name is, like, should stay away from David Warner, particularly if they lose or something.
Yeah.
So right now it's gonna be okay because this guy is gonna like whack him completely. So I think today it showed again. SRH has been lucky in one way. They always end up winning the tosses these days. So this way they can decide. And SRH has been you remember they were the first team who were actually taking good decisions, like coming out to bat when everybody is bowling.
Yeah.
Then they started bowling when everybody was batting. So I was like, these guys do different things. And they knew that these guys don't have the muscle power and they will be under pressure, because we had seen RCB under pressure last match. And they finally did make the change. They put Virat Kohli at the top. Yeah. I think it was a bit unlucky that he got out, because those leg side dismissals are just bad luck. Padikkal, just pressure. Aaron Finch looked all over the place as always, but I think in a way that it helped that he made 30 odd.
Right.
AB de Villiers stuck around. I was thinking towards the end that AB de Villiers could not actually hit those 3-4 sixes at the end. But when we were watching SRH and we seeing the pitch is actually not good, that actually ended up saving them and actually making the match interesting towards the end. Also the fact that Siraj and Saini also got a couple of boundaries at the end. Those extra 10-12 run push was just useful, because getting 119 or 131, there's a difference between that. So that worked out well for them. Bowling was obviously for them is top class. I mean, SRH. Everybody was just pretty much on the ball, and they had 5 bowlers. I want 5 bowlers. I don't know why they get 6 bowlers all the time. The Delhi, I always say, like, why do you get 6 bowlers? Like, people are not that shit. And Jason Holder, I mean, what an entrance he's made. So after all the bad losses they've had a couple of people who have come in. Saha, hopefully Saha's, because we never get to know what is happening, so I don't know if Saha's going to come back or not. But I hope he comes back in the next game. And then we'll see. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but whatever happens. But they had amazing bowling, and then, it was it could have been straightforward, but once they lost the first wicket in the pitch and they didn't get off to a flyer, it was always going to be a little bit difficult. And I think RCB did try their best to make it difficult. They took it to the last over, and that's the best you can do. But in the end, it was just too much to ask for, I think.
Less. I think this has been the pattern from last 5 matches for RCB. RCB has lost all the last 5 matches, and they have batted first in all those 5 matches, and they have made under par scores in all those 5 matches, and then eventually the chasing team ends up winning, even though in some matches they did come back with the bowling. In this match also they did come back with the bowling, but it's just there's not much scoreboard pressure, right? If it was 160, 17, forget 160, even 150, it would have been a different story. So yeah, this has been the pattern with them. They have not been able to finish the matches strongly, finish their innings strongly, and I don't know whether you have noticed, all the time whenever they're trying to take the aerial route, they are just hitting the ball straight to the fielder. It is happening all again and again. Even Padikkal today just hit straight to the fielder. I think even this guy Washington Sundar also did the same. So yeah, it has been, I think they were really under pressure after the initial couple of losses, because then they started believing that, I think we can still not qualify. And then even after qualifying, once Virat Kohli got out, they were not able to take any chances at all, right? They only hit 1-6. I think Finch hit 1-6. De Villiers even didn't
that's interesting. The entire team hit just one. Kane Williamson hit 2. I know it was not a 6-6 kind of ground, but the fact it was really, because the fact that De Villiers stuck around for 56 and he does not hit a 6, so that actually tells.
Because he was scared. There was no one, right?
Because everybody was just getting out around him constantly.
Yeah, exactly. If he had gotten out, they wouldn't even have scored 130. They would have maybe 110 or something like that. So that's why, I mean, there's no freedom left, because there's no one. On paper, if you see, they have so many international players. Finch, Virat Kohli, then AB de Villiers, then even Indian international players. Sundar has played international cricket. Saini has played international cricket, even Siraj has played. So on paper, and Chahal of course, and then today they got Zampa, who bowled really well. I think he was the one who brought them back into the game. So yeah, on paper they are having such a huge, great team, but it's not. It's the balance is again going bad because they don't have a finisher. Every good team who have won IPL, they have a finisher. Even that's what happened with Mumbai, right? Remember, they were not. They had lost a lot of wickets in the previous match against Delhi, but at the end, I think they scored like 54 runs in the last 3 overs. That really propelled them, and that made the difference. That made the difference between a good score and like a winning score. So this is what they need. RCB, they need someone who can come late and just score quickly. And every team has it, and whoever has not had such a player, or whoever if their players are not firing, for in case KKR, right, they have Russell in that role, but he has not been firing, and that's why they have been losing all those matches. So yeah, it was same thing happening from last 5 matches, and we had picked them to win the tournament. And if you just go by the team and how they were performing in the first half of the tournament, they just completely dropped the ball.
Yeah, well, fair enough. So I think that only thing I'll say is not add too much and add length to the podcast. That I think when you're saying just then people need I think 2 to 3 finishers right now in IPL.
Yeah.
You can't have one finisher because RCB has like if you say finisher, then AB de Villiers, he's as good a finisher as going to be, right? But you can't have one player. What happens then? That person has to think so much. A finisher should not be able to worry about. He's like, because when Pollard comes, he doesn't worry about. He says, okay, I fail Pandya. If Pandya fails, the other Pandya comes in as well. So it's like there's a backup for a backup, and that's why that's how they work. They play like, don't worry, I can play my game because there's going to be somebody who's going to take care of it, and that's the way you need that kind of freedom. But it still felt this year also that AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli were it was all about them. Sometimes they make it about them, but then I realized that even if they don't make it about them, that there is actually nobody out there who's really picking up the game. There is no Surya Kumar Yadav, there is no Ishan Kishan coming from nowhere. I mean, even Krunal Pandya plays much better than these please players. And also, I think we did make a judgment error that when we picked RCB. I mean, there's obviously some emotion has to be there. But I think one thing I did not consider was that no matter how great, and I love AB de Villiers obviously, but AB de Villiers also hails from a country which never wins anything. Right. So there is a thing of like you have never won anything. So no matter how great you are, he also comes from the same thing, and that is one of the reasons which when push comes to shove, as you can see when it came against Delhi, they lost to Delhi. I mean, they should have thrashed Delhi right that day because Delhi is shit. Right, and they were scared with Delhi. I mean, if you're scared with Delhi, that's why I knew that you're not going to win. And even when they've got it together to the very bottom, it's because Virat Kohli has played so much international cricket. He has like gazillion centuries. He's taken care of. So when at that time when the chips are down and you have nothing to lose, you will show better captaincy. Is natural, like because you got nothing to lose, you get everything to win. But it's when you need to set up a score that is going to just win you from the start. The way Mumbai puts out 200. I mean, when was the last time you heard somebody put 200 in this IPL after the first couple of weeks? I mean, it's been miserable. Right. Then they made 200, and once you have 200 on the board, no wonder everybody comes out gets on a 0. Apart from the miscommunication that happens. So let's...
And that too in Dubai. Dubai is not a small ground. Right?
Correct.
That was...
So let's talk about next match. I think I don't see how Delhi is going to win. If Delhi wins, it will be the biggest miracle and it'll be a miserable final because Delhi will get thrashed. Because SRH now needs to just, work out what is happening at the top. Probably not... put Goswami in such a situation that he's just come in. I mean, that they have to work it out, whatever happens. So I don't know what the situation with Saha. If he gets better, then that's wonderful. Because the point is not Saha can also get out on 0. The point is not that. The point is like he just come in and straight away he's opening. It's a crunch match. It is difficult, right? It is difficult. So Saha is already there. So he, at least David Warner will say, okay, maybe, you go slow, I go for it or something like that. But right now it made sense for Goswami to go for it because, if he goes slow, then he just ends up wasting too many deliveries. So might as well just go for it. So let's see what happens, but I'm expecting an SRH. I'm already jumping to the final match. There will be a wonderful match between SRH and Mumbai. Again, Mumbai will still be favourites because Mumbai has knows how to win these matches. But what a fairy tale story for SRH to now win the 5th match next time and they get into the final. That is something, because everyone had written them off except us, because we had no. And I was like, SRH actually, why is David Warner not playing like himself? They need to show a bit more mettle. They are good. And even after all those losses to hamstring injuries, as Harsha Bogle joked around that, they could be a very amazing world-class team if you just put all the hamstring people in the team with all the hamstring injuries that people have. They're like world beater team. It will come out to be. So that will be something. But let's not jump the ball. Let's see what happens to day after tomorrow, Sunday, right?
Yeah,
so,
Sunday, yeah.
And this time, final is on Tuesday. I mean, cricket is like, they don't care. They're like, fuck it, everybody's going to watch it anyway. We can play it in the middle of the night
in the
also.
evening anyway.
Yeah, people will watch it. So it will be fine. I think also because the festivals are happening, so they're probably not too concerned about it, because when the festival is there, it doesn't matter. 10th, around 10, I'm not sure what kind of festival is there, but they're not really worried about it, because generally a final would be on a weekend, on a Sunday. But right now we're going to have a dud match on a Sunday between SRH and Delhi. Delhi will be like, don't worry, hopefully they get out. If they get out, we will win. Shreyas Iyer says, I don't want to say anything negative about the team. Dude, you just keep losing. And then the commentator again fumbles again. He's like, in the last 5 matches you've lost 4. No, they've lost 5 in the last 6 matches. Are you not even counting properly? What is wrong with these people? Everybody just keeps deducting one thing, and then Shreyas doesn't correct him, because he's like, okay, I don't want to say we lost 5. Like if he's saying 4, then we lost 4. let it be 4, because I'm pretty sure they lost 4 on the trot, then they won 1, and they lost this one, so that's 5. So, but whatever works, man. These guys get paid like what, millions of bucks, and they can't even remember something. I know they're just partying, chilling, and then they're half drunk when they come in, and because they don't have to worry about it, because nobody can smell their breath because of COVID, because everybody is, please stay away,
and just say positive things about everyone.
Say positive things about it, and say like the best car ever, the most amazing gold car ever, which nobody had ever heard of, because whenever the new car, it's always a new car, right? So it's like, it's the best hatchback in India. I was like, nobody's even bought this car yet. What are you talking about? I think they just make up some random shit. It doesn't make any sense.
I think they're told to say, whenever the picture comes, they have to say something
Jesus
good.
Christ. But I think they actually have a little bit more fun. It's like the best, most popular car. I was like, no, people don't even, like, this is a new car. It's not the most popular car. It can't be the most popular car. But that's the way it is. So let's, I think it was a good match today in the end. I'm happy that it went to the last over, unlike the Bombay match, which was just over from the time Rohit Sharma got out, and then, after a couple of overs, it was like, okay, fine, they're settled in, Rohit is fine. They will again play Rohit because of hierarchy and everything, because we're still in a very feudal environment. I hope they can drop Rohit to the number 4 or 5, because that's something he's played before, and let's have Ishan Kishan at the top. It'll just make more sense. Or if Rohit comes out to bat, I would say rather just take the first ball, because you're not good with spinners. Take the first ball, get yourself going, because you're so lethargic. So, and last time also he got out, he didn't even go through the shot. I don't know why. He was just deliberately trying to give him the catch or something. And this time he just got first ball cleaned up. And Quinton de Kock said, just don't waste the review. Just get out of here. Get out of here.
He was very keen to take the review. He's like, I don't know.
Like, you're already getting on 0 now. Don't take the review also. Now you're ruining everything. Just go. Because you can't. It's like, don't make me push you. Everybody will see. So that was nice. All right. On that note, let's see if all the people who love Delhi, we also love Delhi, but we just being realistic about this thing. And let's see.
Blunt.
Hope for we are blunt. Let's hope for a very great Mumbai versus SRH final, because that's the final which will be David versus Goliath. If David is already there, so Goliath has to be Bombay. Bombay is Goliath, so but sometimes David wins. So let's see what happens. It'll be nice for SRH to win for once, then not Mumbai winning always. But at the end, I just want a very good match, not a dud which happened between Mumbai and Delhi. All right, on that note, take care. Have a good evening and have a good weekend. And the next weekend is your Diwali. If you don't celebrate Diwali, then well, firecrackers are banned in Delhi. But you'll fire them anyway. I know that. So that's gonna happen. Take care.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.